الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Inshallah, sisters, in today's session, we'll talk about a very important topic where some of the sisters have faced this. We'll talk about the demonstration class. And this is something that all the sisters, all the teachers, male and female, online or offline, have to do. So demonstration class, or we call it demo class, الدرس التجريبي. So what happens is, like, if it's an offline, if it's in the school, like when you go to the school and you apply for the post of a teacher, they will ask you to prepare for a demonstration class after the interview and everything. And then you have to go to a live class in front of the students. You have to demonstrate your teaching skills. Okay, so in the online mode, that is the same thing except it's just online. So what happens is, whenever why do we take this demonstration class? Whenever the student is not sure whether they should take a course or not, they want to know if the course fits. So they want to select the course. Okay, for example, there is a student who knows some Arabic, but they do not know what course to take. So we offer different courses, like we have a spoken Arabic course, we have Arabic language course, and we have the Quranic Arabic course. So these are all three Arabic courses, and the student does not know what to go for. So they want to take a demo class in which they will decide which course to select. So that is the first reason. You have to, as a teacher, you have to help them select the course. So you do not know the abilities of the students, okay? Like, they're coming to the class for the first time and you do not know them from before. So what you do is you talk to them in the beginning, like start slow. Talk to them about themselves, like what's your name, introduce yourself, and ask them to introduce themselves, get to know them, and then ask them what they want, like what they want to study. Okay, so start by asking the question of what do you want to study, and determine how they whatever they know. Okay, so what you should do is you should ask about the course, what do they want. Okay, like for example, they want to learn Arabic, yes, but what kind of Arabic? Do you want to be able to talk in Arabic because you're working in an Arab country, or you want to visit an Arab country and that is why you want to speak in Arabic, you want to understand Arabic? Or is it because you want to understand Quran and you want to study Quranic Arabic? Like, when you read Quran, you want to understand. Now, I know that all these things come together. Like, when you learn Arabic as a language, you can understand Quran, you can understand Hadith, you can understand any Arabic text you read, and you can also kind of talk in Arabic. But the problem is, the practical Arabic is slightly different from the theory. So for example, as a person who knows how to translate Quranic ayahs might not necessarily know how to speak in Arabic. Like, for example, me, Alhamdulillah, I was the top in my jamia in Arabic language. Like, I used to always get 100% in, the grammar, نحو صرف and balagha, and Arabic language. So, اللغة العربية. But I could understand when spoken to. When you speak Arabic to me in 2014, I could understand you very well. But the problem was, when I wanted to talk, the words would not come to my mouth. Like, I do not know what to say. Same thing that happens to Arabs when they try to speak English, right? You know the words, but you do not know what to select. So it depends on your area of need. So if they need spoken Arabic. If they want to speak Arabic, then we will give them spoken Arabic course in which we teach Al-Arabiyya bayna yadayk, because Al-Arabiyya bayna yadayk has dialogues, okay? All right, so we give them Al-Arabiyya bayna yadayk. And if the student needs to learn Arabic from the beginning, like Arabic language, then we give them Arabic language course. In this we have Medina books, دروس اللغة العربية لغير الناطقين بها. Okay, I will come to Tajweed also, but I am going to give Arabic language demonstration class introduction, and then I'm going to give Quran and Tajweed demonstration class also. Okay, we started with Arabic. We'll talk about Arabic first, and then inshallah I'll give you about the Quran and Tajweed classes. So دروس اللغة العربية لغير الناطقين بها. All right. So these are called Medina book, right? By Dr. Fa Abdul Rahim. Okay, these books. And if the student needs they want to understand Quran when they are reciting it, then we give them Quranic Arabic. Now, Quranic Arabic is like a word for word translation with grammar. So we have we have study material for the students who want to go for Quranic Arabic, and whoever among the teachers is selected for this course, inshallah we'll give them the study material and they can study. It's very easy, inshallah. So you have like alhamdu, the praise, lillahi, li, and Allah. Li is for Allah, is Allah, for Allah, like that. So you translate word for word, okay, just like that. It's very easy, inshallah. It's just translation, but some people also ask for grammar, so we'll give you the entire thing. We'll give you the study material. You can study it one day and then teach the next day. It's very easy, inshallah. Okay. So Quranic Arabic, if they want to learn, when they read Quran, they want to understand what they're reading, then we give them the Quranic Arabic course in which they understand while reading it. So word for word. There's also another, for those students who want to understand grammar also, you have a grammar course also, like with grammar or without grammar. For example, for the student who just wants to learn just the translation word for word, just tarjumatul Quran, like that, we give them like the tarjuma, like each letter, each word by word, like B is in or by, like that. And then you say ismi, so bismi together, ism is name, like that. We just give them translation like this, okay? But after, if for a student who is advanced level, who wants to study yani in detail, who wants grammar also, we'll give them grammar. B is harfu jar and ism is majrur. That is why B is giving a kasra. Okay, so if a student wants something in detail, we'll give them with grammar. But if a student is very basic level, they do not know Arabic very much and they're just starting, you just give them translation. And most of the students just ask for translation. They do not ask for grammar very much because as you might know that Arabic grammar is slightly difficult for the students to understand. So they generally do not ask for grammar. But mostly the students from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, these three countries, they're very interested very much in the grammar. And yeah, as inshallah, as we proceed with this today's lecture, I'll tell you yani how the students kind of try to behave in the demonstration class. So inshallah, for now, the student takes a demonstration class because they do not know which course to select. So you as a teacher should help them to select the course. Ask the student what they want. Okay, if they want to speak Arabic fluently, you ask them to take the spoken Arabic course. If they want to learn Arabic just as a language because they did not learn it before and anything like that, then give them Arabic language course, دروس اللغة العربية لغير الناطقين بها. And if these are all Medina books, and if they want to learn the translation of Quran so that they understand while they're reading, then you would ask them to go for a Quranic Arabic course. Now, as a teacher, you have to present all the three options to the student. Okay. Now, some of the teachers have taken the demonstration classes so far, and if the student may or may not select to take the classes, it's not your fault. Okay. It's like qadr, right? Because even if you're a very good teacher, like the best teacher of the academy, still there will be many students who would just want to check, right? They want to come and see what's happening. They are just they're trying to see the stuff. They're not interested in taking the classes. Okay. So don't worry. Okay, you're giving them your time, like it's going to be khair, inshallah. Okay, so even if they select or even if they don't select, you do not worry, because when you worry about if they select the class or not, you kind of lose your confidence, right? You kind of feel like, oh my god, what should I do? Oh my god, she's asking me questions. Oh my, no, don't worry about that. Be confident. The first thing the student sees is that as a teacher you should be confident. If you are doubtful or if you're nervous or something, the student will think like she did not feel very teacher like. So you should be like a confident and calm kind of person. So don't worry about anything. Just go about very normally as if you're a friend of that person. Start talking very friendly, and then you ask questions, and then you start giving them the options, like what do they want. Okay, so this is one option. If for Arabic language, this is one option. For Quran, for the teachers of Quran, Tajweed, I mean Tajweed by Quran. So for the Tajweed students, you also ask them what do they need. Okay, if they need um there are students who already know some tajweed, and there are students who don't know anything, and there are those who think they know but they do not know the right thing. So all the types of students, so you kind of test them. Okay, test them, give them any page from anywhere in the Quran randomly, share the screen with them and ask them to read a little bit from that particular page, or ask them to bring their mushaf and to open page number, give any page number like 37 anything. Ask them to start reading from the top of the page and see how they read. Um if they make mistakes in words, like yanzurun, they change it to tanzurun like that. They do that a lot. And dha to za, like tanzurun, like that. They do that a lot. So you make points. Okay, test them and write the points, write what they are weak in. So write the weaknesses and the positive stuff, like what what are they good at. So you don't want to just talk about the weakness. First, talk to them about what they're good at. Okay, tell them, mashallah, your voice is good, you have a long breath, and you're able to connect the words in a very nice manner. But I also observed some mistakes in your recitation. And be very gentle, because when it comes to Quran, shaitan always tries to take them away from learning Quran, because obviously, like khairukum man ta'allama al-Quran wa 'allama. So shaitan would not like that. So you try to be very gentle with them, very friendly, and talk to them about the positive stuff, and then tell them that I observed some mistakes, These are the mistakes. Not, don't give them all the details. Like for example, you did not do hamsetta, you did not do don't do a lot of things. Like just say, some pronunciations like za is not za here, it's va. So the changing of the letters sometimes change the meaning, and sometimes it just changes the entire thing. It does not remain Allah's word the way it has to be. So changing the word is a major mistake. So we will try in our class, inshallah. In our classes, we'll try to improve your pronunciation, use the correct points of articulation, correct makhraj, to pronounce the letters properly. So talk to them like that, inshallah, and tell them, kind of encourage them. This is a very important thing. Encourage them because they are not sure. That is why they're taking the demo class, and you have to encourage them. Tell them that you can do it, because there are many students who are not even familiar with Arabic language. They just started studying in their 40s, 50s, 50 years of age, and they have just started studying. Imagine a person who has not been Muslim all their life. They suddenly embraced Islam at 50 years of age, and now they have to study all these things in Arabic. Like they have to memorize the azkar in Arabic. They have to memorize the parts of Salah in Arabic. They have to memorize some parts of Quran in Arabic, but they're doing it. So you can do it, of course, like because you, alhamdulillah, you know how to read the words, you know how to connect the letters in Quran. So you just have the tajweed part to work on. Inshallah, you can do it. So encourage them. Tell them that you can do it. Tell them, good stuff. And make them feel like they are in the right place, okay? Because you have to do opposite of what shaitan is doing. Shaitan is trying to make them not take this class, and you have to make them take this class, okay? This is a very important part of the demonstration class. Now you do not know, the student does not know what course to take, so you have to draw the course for them. You have to make the syllabus. For Tajweed, you have to make Tajweed syllabus by yourself. Okay, the teacher has to make the syllabus, because you cannot teach every student the same thing. Some of the students can understand the theory, like for example Tajweed Navari, and some of the students cannot understand that, so they want just to go for the Tajweed Amali, right? We talked about this in the last classes. And also, like for a person who has just started in say 50 years of age, they think they do not have a lot of time to study all the rules of Tajweed, ahkam of Tajweed, and then start memorizing. They have to, first thing, they have to memorize Surah Al-Fatiha, and then they have to memorize at least 4 or 5 surahs from Juz Amma, like that, because they have to use those surahs in Quran. So they are thinking of memorizing them. So what you have to do is you have to create the syllabus for them. If the student is basic level, you have to give them just Tajweed Amali. Okay, just give them, like repeat with me the way I say, and try to repeat exactly that way. Okay, so give them a recording of your voice of like Surah Al-Fatiha, or start with Isti'adha and Basmala. Just read Isti'adha, ask them to repeat with you bit by bit. Do not use the English transliteration. Don't use the Bismillah, this one, English transliteration. English transliteration makes them read like English. In the last session, I told you that in English, when the letters are double, they kind of move fast through them. Compared to Arabic and the Eastern languages, we tend to stress on the letter. Like for example, if there's 2 lam, what we do, like Allah, we're kind of stressing on lam because there's 2 lams here. So we're stressing on the Allah. We don't say Allah, Allah. But if you hear the Western people, those who speak in English, You might have seen that they say Allah, Allah, like that. Why? Because they are reading in English. They're reading in English. They're in English, we do not stress on the double letters. We go faster through the double letters. So that's why it's like syllabus. We don't say syllabus, right? We talked about this. And they don't say letter, they say letter or letter. So they go faster when it's double letters. Okay. So what you do is do not show them the English transliteration. And when you talk to an English speaking student, tell them to use Arabic, not to use English transliteration. So when they are memorizing something for the first time, and even the isti'adha, there's no isti'adha written in the Quran anywhere. So what you do is you write it, or either type it with your keyboard, or write it like "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim." Write it, okay? Write. Either you write or you type with your keyboard, okay? But make the student look at the Arabic text and read, not look at the English text, because that makes them read like English. Like they say Bismillah, Bismillahi, Bismillahi. You want Bismillahi. So they're never going to stress on Allah, like Bismillah, because they kind of see two L's there. And two L's means that, they have to go faster. So they say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, like that. So you want to make them read the correct way using the Arabic one. Okay, so this is for the Tajweed students. You do not know what the student knows. You do not know the level of the student. You're meeting them for the first time. Test them. Okay, take notes of whatever they're doing, what they're doing wrong and what they're doing right. Talk to them that you have this much of correct and this much of wrong. Inshallah, we'll try to correct everything, but it is going to take a little bit of time. We'll do it bit by bit. Okay, encourage them. And you have to create the syllabus. You have to think of what the student needs. If the student is fast, you will give them, Tajweed Nazari, and then also practical. So the syllabus of the Tajweed goes like this. Hold on. I wrote a lot of things. Okay. All right. So drawing the syllabus. So Tajweed syllabus goes like this. For the beginners, you just give them any qaida, like al-qaida nuraniya, or if they're very beginners, like al-qaida nuraniya is completely in Arabic, and the students who are not familiar with Arabic will find it very difficult. Just so you can give them any other qaida that which does not have a lot of Arabic in it, so they're not confused as to الدرس الأول حروف الهجاء المفردة. That's too much Arabic for them. They do not know what they're reading. They don't even know alif ba ta tha. So if you start with a lot of Arabic words, it would kind of confuse them, and they would say, "Oh no, I cannot do this." Give them an easy thing in the beginning. Okay, so start with there is Dina Islam, I think. Sister Dina Islam's book for the kids and for the adults. Okay, you can check those, inshallah, like Jannatul Islam, the books of Jannatul Islam. She has those, but I'm not sure if you can use them for the for teaching the students, because I'm not sure of the copyright of that book. But inshallah, if you can find something else, like there's another qaida that people teach. So Nurul Bayan, you can do Nurul Bayan. It's very basic. It's beginners things. Okay, so give them alif ba ta tha, and then after they complete that, give them letter by letter, and then 3-letter words like fatha fatha fatha, and then 3 letters, and then wa or fa conjunction, and then 3 letters. like that. Nurul Bayan is a very good thing for beginners. Okay, and then for the advanced students, you have to do Al-Qaeda Nuraniya compulsory, because Al-Qaeda, it seems like it's a very basic thing, but it's not. Al-Qaeda Nuraniya is in very detailed. You know, if you observe the way it's written, if you do have an Ijazah in Al-Qaeda Nuraniya, you would know all the details of it, like the way it's written, you know. So inshallah, that is a topic for another time. And if you want to check the Al-Qaeda Nurani videos that I made, I'm still in the process of making the English ones. Inshallah, you can check in our YouTube channel. Okay, I'll complete it inshallah in the next month. For now, Al-Qaeda Nuraniya, you can teach this to the advanced students, those who know some tajweed, like, you know, they do read with proper, yani, sometimes they miss ikhfa, but they know what ikhfa is. Sometimes they do idgham, sometimes they miss it, but they know it. Okay, so you just have to no, you missed the ikhfa here. You know, it's not min shari, it's min shari. So you have to just, yani, they know it, but they're missing it, because they did not observe it, like they did not check that very well. So you have to give such students Al-Qaeda Nuraniya and explain the rules, explain Tajweed rules. Okay, this is very important because, yani, obviously, if the student knows why we're doing this, it becomes easier for them to do this. Like, why not min sharri? Why min sharri? If they know that it's one of the ikhfa letters and that's how we're doing it, it becomes very easy for the student to do that. Also, well, it's better that, you know, the student knows Tajweed Nawari than just Tajweed Amali. So the more in detail you know, the better it is. And then, you know, they have to memorize parts, you know, whatever parts. Like you can do Juz Amma, you can start with Juz Amma, you can do after completing Juz Amma or something like that, or maybe you can do like, you know, just until Suratul Ala in Juz Amma and Juz Ayatul Kursi and Amana Rasulu, the last two ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah, and then you can do Surah Al-Mulk. All these are, you know, options. So this is very important for all the students. Okay, Ayatul Kursi, the last two ayahs of Baqarah, Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, these two are very important for everyone. And if you can, if the student is very good, you can go for Surah Al-Mulk. Okay, Surah Al-Mulk. Like that, do one by one. Okay, let them do one thing perfect and then do the second thing. Now mostly people know Ayatul Kursi, but they have a lot of mistakes in that. So when in the demonstration class, when you make a demo, you ask them to read something that they know. Okay, like Ayatul Kursi, recite Ayatul Kursi. Now many students will say like, لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. They don't say سنة ولا نوم. Even when I was a kid, I used to say سنة ولا نوم because that's how we heard it. We did not hear it with proper tajweed. So people make a lot of mistakes in very common things like Ayatul Kursi and stuff. So ask them to recite one thing from memory, one thing from a page, looking at a page in Quran in the Mus'haf, and then you can decide if the student is beginner or an advanced. For beginner student, you give Nurul Bayan or whatever qaida you prefer. You have to decide as a teacher and show it to the student. Okay, show it to the student so you know what you're doing and the student knows what they're doing. And for the advanced students, you know, you tell them that you would divide your class into two parts. The first half part of the class will be explanation of Tajweed rules. You will explain one rule in one class, okay? Not a lot. Tell them that it would be easy. I'll just give you one rule in one class. And then in the second half part, we will memorize, or we will revise the parts of Juz Amma that you have memorized. Like we will revise Surah Al-Fatiha with proper tajweed, and then we'll do Surah Al-Nas with proper tajweed. If there are any mistakes in your recitation, we'll correct that, and then we'll complete until we finish the rules and all the memorization surahs and Al-Qaeda Nuraniya. After we finish all these things, we will go in the end to start reading the Mus'haf. Okay? So in the Mus'haf, we'll start again with Surah Al-Fatiha, and then we'll start Surah Al-Baqarah, so on and so forth. So this one, most of the students are advanced students because they already know, how to read Quran, and they want to concentrate on tajweed more, and that is why they're coming to us, to the teachers, to learn proper tajweed and to apply the rules that they have learned. Okay, now the beginners will either be kids or the reverts. The reverts are they're very good, alhamdulillah. They have this new iman, new faith in everything, and they're energetic, like they're very happy to be here. So inshallah, you just have to work on the tongue, on the way they pronounce. Okay, and please be very patient, because both the student and the teacher of Quran has to be very patient. I don't have to say this to you. You already know, because mashallah, you guys have been teaching Quran. But yeah, it's very, like, you have to keep, correcting the mistake. And sometimes the students get, not sometimes, most of the time, the student gets very frustrated. They're like, oh, I cannot say ayn, what is with me? I cannot say ra, what is with me? So you have to kind of, encourage them, tell them that you're getting double the reward. Okay, you're getting the more you struggle with this thing, the more you'll get the reward. Compare them with you. Tell them, like, when I read Quran, I don't find it difficult, so Allah gives me one good deed. But when you read it, you find it difficult, so Allah gives you two good deeds. You get more than I get. So imagine on the day of Qiyamah, when we're standing in front of Allah with all the good deeds in front of us, good and bad, you will see more good deeds in your record than me. So compare that. Like, compare, when the student sees that they're going to get more than the teacher, they will be really happy. They will want to try and do it, right? So try that, inshallah. Talk to them in a way that they feel energetic. They don't feel like, oh, I'm not getting it, it's not used. No. Tell them good things, and try to bring them to keep on studying. This is a very, alhamdulillah, Allah has chosen us to be, khairun nas, khairukum. So inshallah, we'll try to be patient with this, inshallah. So that was the first point. You're there to help the student to select the course. And if the student does not know what course they have to take, you help them. You create a course for them. This is for Tajweed. We already talked about Arabic language. Okay. And then there are students who want to understand whether or not they can understand the teacher. For example, if the teacher's English is good, then maybe I'll try and take the class. If the teacher's English is not good and I cannot understand the teacher, then maybe, I will not take the class. But don't worry about this, okay? You are, as a teacher, of course, your Arabic will be better than your English, okay? And they know that. But just try to give, explain yourself in a way, like any way that you can. Just be confident, okay? Don't worry about, oh my God, she does not understand my English. No, don't worry about that. Even if you don't know good English, just keep teaching. You will get there. Because when I started teaching, I was not very good at Arabic itself. But alhamdulillah, now I do teach Arabic and everything. So you can do it. When you start, you're not very good at anything. But when you keep on teaching, you understand a lot and you learn a lot as a teacher. So inshallah, we'll try that. So Ask the student if they understand you. Okay, so when the student يعني in the beginning itself, when you're introducing yourself, you're giving your name, what you teach and stuff, you ask them to introduce themselves, and then you say, are you comfortable with my language? Are you comfortable, or can you understand me? Okay, like, can you understand me? If you where is S? Okay, can you understand me? Okay, are you comfortable with me, with my language? Okay, ask them this question so that they feel like, oh yes, she is yani considering my understanding. She's not very careless, she is caring about me, she cares about if I understand or not. And not comfortable. Amen. Okay, so ask them this question so that if they don't understand something, they'll let you know that I did not understand what you said. Or they will say, yes, alhamdulillah, I understand you. Yeah, and then you can continue. So talk about the language, talk about the course they want to take a test of the students so you know their level, and then in the end give them all the details of the syllabus that you have decided to give them. Okay, like you'll tell them what you'll do in the next classes. In the next class, inshallah, I will we will start one rule of tajweed per class, and then in the next half, like 15 minutes, we'll do tajweed qaida, one rule of tajweed, and then 15 minutes we'll do al-qaida nuraniya. And as we continue, inshallah, we'll also memorize Quran surah by surah, and we'll try to complete juz amma if you are comfortable with that. If you're not comfortable with that, no problem. We'll just do like 20 surahs, 10 surahs, whatever you're comfortable with. We'll revise Ayatul Kursi with proper tajweed. We'll do the last two ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah, which is important that you recite in the morning and evening, so Allah would protect you from every bad thing there is. So talk to them about these things, and in the end, tell them, inshallah, I would see you in the next class, hopefully. Okay, that's it for the demonstration class. Now, inshallah, we'll take 5 minutes and break, and then I will take the second session of this class, in which I will talk about the students who think they know everything, but they try to make you feel like you don't know anything or something like that. We'll talk about them, inshallah. Okay, jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.